So I started my journey into sports at a very young age of 7. Hockey seemed to be the game changer for me, to be very honest, because it started developing my personality in a way, and that's when I started realizing what the sport is doing for me, because it was helping me develop in a good way. It was developing my personality and it helped me evolve. So the shy and timid girl that I was actually gaining confidence because of the sport. I played hockey at the national level. I played international for 7 years for a club that was formed by Mahindra and Mahindras called as Friends United. So we traveled to Dubai, New Zealand, Canada. We played international, and that's been like the highlight of my hockey career. That was something that was like a major highlight, and I thought, no, okay, hockey is doing good for me, because I was getting my purpose. And I knew I wanted to be in the sport, but I didn't know what I wanted to do, because being in sport is like one of your targets, but what will you do over there? So I started doing my research, and that's when I came across sports management in our country. So I said, why not? Let me just figure out about sports management. I found out that there is something like this going on in our country. I went to the campus, I found out about the course, and I figured out that, okay, so and so is the procedure, and I applied for the entrance test. I said, let me just see how does the entrance work. To my surprise, I cleared the entrance, and then I went to my parents and I told them I want to do sports management. The next thing was fees, because arranging for the fees was another task. So somehow we figured out. It took us almost 1-2 weeks to figure out how we'll go ahead with the fees, and we figured it out. The fees were sorted. I ended up registering myself for the course, and my course started. My course was about to end, and everyone had an internship. And again, I had a question mark because I didn't have an internship. I was actively playing, but no doubt I gave my exams and everything. But while I was coming back from Bangalore, I was in the train. My professor, now he's my boss. He was my professor for grassroots back then, Dinesh Nair. He called me up and he's like, I figured out that you're looking for an internship, and at Mumbai City we have an internship. So would you be interested? I didn't think once before giving an answer. I said, for sure, sir, I'm taking the internship. I am okay with it. After disconnecting the call, that was a moment of realization. I tell myself, Nanas, Mumbai City is a football club. You have accepted an internship in a football club. You are a hockey player. No doubt, football was my secondary sport. I played football, but just to keep myself done, I played football till district level, but football wasn't my main sport. Then I called him back and I got a little scared. I was worried. He's like, don't worry, we can handle it. As long as you are keen on doing the internship, we'll figure it out. And I was like, okay, wow, this is something that sounds good. So I took the internship. Those 2 months went really well. To my good luck, or I can say to my fortune, things were working out pretty well. There was an opening that came as a grassroots coordinator with the club, and I was offered that post, and without giving a second thought, I said, no, I will take it. So what I decided was, once I am in football, I don't have to just be where I am. I have to start my research, and I have to start updating myself. So I started doing licenses. There are licenses in football. And right now I am a coach educator, and I'm one of the head coach educators in the country, where I can train other coaches and give them license. So I think the urge in me that told me that, I shouldn't just be there with one degree, but I should keep updating myself, has actually helped me reach where I am now. So now I am capable enough to coach kids in football, and also coaches, train coaches, certify them. It's been the game changer from a 7-year-old to what I am right now, like a grown-up woman sitting in front of y'all. It's coming now, to be very honest, because what I have noticed here in these past 4 years in football is women try to stop themselves from doing things because they think that it doesn't exist. Okay, so there are opportunities, not that there are no opportunities, but females are not aware about it. In my case, I got the opportunity, I grabbed it, and here I am. Okay, no place has ever said that, okay, this is only for males or only for females. Okay, so it's about the missing link that women are not aware about the opportunities. And that's the reason why this gender imbalance is there. But it is slowly changing, I can say that much, because from no girl being there, one girl being there and doing the kind of work she has to do is a major game changer. The first thing that women need to do is get rid of the self-made barriers. Don't tell yourself that you can't do it. It's sometimes, there are times when we need to really blame ourselves also, that okay, no, and trust me, I have also done that. I think I didn't know, I don't think I can do that, maybe he's better at it. Why, I have already doubted myself, and I've done it. I won't take that away. I have done it in my journey. But then there are times when I said, if he can do it, why can't I do it? Let me go and try. And when I tried it, I actually did well, and I'm like, okay, here it is, I did well. So it's about getting rid of the self-made barriers, and it is a long process, trust me, because in these 4 years, what I have learned is it's a slow process, it's a long process, but people start believing in you, and the role model theory needs to work. In my case, that is what is working, because I am doing it. I am there in front of them. So they believe it, and then they come and they talk. Then they ask, okay, how did you do this? How did you do that? There are people who reach out to me on Instagram. There are females who talk to me like, what can we do in a sport? And it's not only about females. There are males also who reach out. So that's a good thing. I mean, the picture is changing, because sometimes for a male to ask a female, sometimes it's an ego issue, but right now that is also going away. There are males who are coming forward and asking, if we want to make a career into sports, ma'am, how can we do it? How can we go ahead? It is changing. It's a slow process, and we need to be patient and just go ahead with the work that we are doing right now. I won't say it has changed completely, but it is changing, because as I said, the role model theory. Now when parents see that, okay, no, someone has done, and just to tell you, like when I did my sports management, I was a gold medalist. I was announced as the student of the year in my batch because of my studies and my sports. So that is one thing that, covers up the tension of the parents also, because parents get an answer, nahi, padhai mein to kar liya hai. Now the padhai thing is also done. So, that gives them a positive answer. So that's how they say, acha, okay. So there are kids like, they tell them, I've overheard kids talk their way, Are see Didi is going over there. I want to do sports management like Didi. And then the mother comes and she's asking, is there anything like this? It's like, yes, of course, there is a formal education. You can let your daughter go, and it's not that she has to leave the sport after she's done playing. She can take a formal education and she can go ahead and, start working in the sport. And then some parents are like, okay, but we are keen on science. We want her to take science, and science is something that has to be her thing. I'm like, okay, fine. If you think science has to be her thing, go ahead with it. Because through science also she can come in the sport. There are sports scientists, there are physios, there are doctors, there's a team of people related to science. So when you end up giving them such answers with things that they want to listen to, the way parents think has started changing. But I do a lot of parents awareness programs where I reach out to parents and I talk to parents, letting them know about the opportunities available, letting them know that how they need to normalize letting girls and boys playing together. And even if it's only one girl in a crowd of boys, let her go and play there, because it starts in grassroots. To be honest, you teach about equality in grassroots. As a kid, if you don't let them be comfortable playing with each other, they will never be comfortable. And that's one thing that I have noticed and I have seen, because if as a kid a girl is like, oh my god, there's a boy, I don't want to go there, that goes along with her throughout her journey, and that's where she starts counting herself less than the boy throughout her life. But as a kid, if you let her go out there on the ground and just go one-on-one with the boy, let it be playing hockey, football, or whatever sport, you give her that confidence that no, she can go out there and equally compete with the boy. She will take that along with her in her entire journey of growing up. So that's how the picture will change, and that's how the picture is changing. And yes, there is a change in the thinking of the parents also now, which is slow but steady, but yes, change is coming right now. I think yes, Yes, there need to be, like, right now what I am trying to be for so many other young females out there or young girls out there right now. So when I'm doing this interview, I know two of my cousins, like, they are both in fifth and sixth standard, and they always listen to me talk. So that's 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 the kind of mentors you need, right? I mean, I don't think I had any female in my life who I would look up to. But right now, how I am sitting and talking about the entire journey of sports, if there would be someone like this for me or for many of us, like, when we were growing up, the picture would be different. Because now we're talking about 10 years of time that we are behind. Now we are talking about sports. Now we are doing these discussions. Now there are other females or girls who will listen to our talks and figure out, oh no, there is a community like this that is doing some good work for women in sports or for women who want to come in sports. But imagine if this was the same 10 years back, we would be at a different level right now. I think this is something that I am dealing right now with, to be very honest. And when you sent me the questions, I'm like, I'm so glad this thing has come up, because it's taken a while for me. Trust me, it's taken a while, because people don't understand that when it comes to a female's body, there are 100 other things going on besides the fact that she wants to be fit. Even if she wants to be fit, there are her monthly cycles that are literally giving her a roller coaster ride every month. Secondly, related to the female health, there is PCOD, there's PCOS that happens. Again, a female does know what happens to her and how she feels. Others who are just looking at her body as a structure of a fit hockey player, or she has to be fit, and their entire ideology of being fit, which is quite funny right now, because they don't know what is happening. All they do is say that, "Arey, you used to be so fit, now why you've gained weight or what?" And I'm like, are you feeding me? Like, right now, that's my only question. Are you feeding me? Am I coming to your house for some ration or something? Because I've lost my head. People need to start respecting the fact that maybe there's some other reason. Like, I know I do my fitness, I am keeping myself fit, but there are 100 other issues that I have with me, and those are personal, those are scientific, those are natural. Women are blessed or cursed, I don't know. I am still trying to figure out if it's a blessing or a curse. But yes, that is something that happens to us. How are we to say no to it, right? So, I mean, body image issues, no doubt. Initially, I have literally forced myself to go on diets. Trust me, I have done that, because I was like, oh my God, I gained so much weight. Now what am I to do? I'm gaining weight, and if I will look fine, if this is going to fit me well, if that is going to fit me well, and someone saying, "Ari, you don't look fit anymore. You don't look like what you were before." But now I have come to a point. No one is paying my bills in the very first place. I pay my bills. I take care of myself. I am feeding myself when I have to. My mother's giving me homemade food when I have to eat. Why am I worrying about what the entire world is thinking? So that's been a journey for me. But yes, body image, people have this, it is still on, it is so sad. And when you are an athlete, trust me, what I was 10-15 years back was a different me. My body was different. My entire growing up level was different. My metabolism was different. My hormones were different. My entire presence was different. Now what I am, if people have the expectations what I was then and now, then they need to go and visit a psychiatrist, to be very honest. It's not necessary that being fit means I need to be like a zero figure, or like a 36, 24, 36, and that's only when I will be called fit. If you want to come on one-on-one with me, I can show anyone how fit I am. So that's the kind of response I have right now. I think the very first thing that they need to do is get rid of self-made barriers. Don't ever treat yourself less. Give yourself that leverage, give yourself that love, and treat yourself equal enough. And don't worry about failures. Don't take failure as a full stop. What we need to do is we need to keep trying. It's okay to fail. We need to normalize the fact that failing is a part of the journey. You don't fail when you are trying, you fail when you stop. This is that I always keep on telling wherever I go. You need to keep trying. The more you keep trying, the more you are learning, the more you are making yourself wiser. So, don't stop at any cost. Don't let any failure be the stopping point for you in your life. Let it be a learning. Let it be like a stepping stone. Take those failures as stepping stones. Take it as a learning and go ahead. Keep trying. Next thing is, don't settle, as I say. If you have achieved this, try to reach somewhere else. Go higher. If you are here, try to come here. It's important to keep updating yourself, because that is something that will help you grow. If you learn to settle, you will be expected to settle everywhere in life. So don't just keep settling. Keep learning. Keep upgrading yourself. And another thing is, don't doubt your self-worth. It's okay. Let people question. People will pass comments. People will say a lot of things. Let them do. If you know what you want to achieve for yourself, just go ahead with it. It's fine. And the last thing that I always say to not only females but everyone available is, be your own competition. Don't go to be better than someone else. You are your own competition. If everyone is growing in their own abilities, the entire surrounding is growing in a way. It's like, we're uplifting each other, and then the entire sport or we can say the entire culture is uplifted over there. But if we are busy in these small fights and trying to push someone down, how are we even trying to grow ourselves? Because we're busy trying to give failure to someone else. So it's very, very, very important to grow and let grow, and just keep supporting each other as and when possible. I think these will always be my end notes to everyone available out there. I remember this, like sitting in just a normal conversation, the question, when are you planning to settle in your life? And I'm like, I am working, I am doing my bit. So whenever that question comes, I have my phase. I say, I'm not a settler, I won't settle, I'm a hustler, I like to hustle. Those are the questions put so many times, because I've had cousins who are younger than me, who got married, and that was their call, that was their journey, because they were okay with it, which is fine. But then when the question came, I'm like, I'm doing my bit. No, I'm there doing something. Imagine the level, like the thinking is still not changed. For a woman, even to be successful wherever you are, is still not settled. You will be settled when you become Mrs. So that's like, क्यों नहीं करना है? So I think that's the only funny thing.